So I am curious from the chat's perspective and from yours. I saw a few people on Reddit and actually the Toronto subreddit. So not as toxic as other subreddits you may have seen. It's Toronto. Most people are just complaining about the construction and other silly shit. But these ones, there's actually someone who posted, should we have some sort of thank you type parade for the Jays, even though they lost, they went so deep. So that was kind of my reaction, was like, no. And then other people were kind of chiming in and being like, oh, but they went so far and they really brought the city together and everyone was so happy and I feel like most hardcore sports fans or the most ardent sports fans are going to share the opinion that you just gave. I'm curious about the chat. I already see people are saying no. And I just wonder, is it something to celebrate the fact that the city came together and we had a renewed interest in baseball that we haven't seen in a long time? Or is it just like, nah, try again next year, you lost, you don't get a second place parade?
Anybody who does a second place parade is loser behavior. It's just loserdom behavior. You don't throw a parade. Like, I don't think the players would want to do that, Like, hey, let's go out and celebrate being second and almost winning. Like, nah, that's loser behavior. Like, if the Thunder had lost in the finals and they're like, well, is there a small town team? Like, it's Oklahoma City. They don't have any other major sports. It's a college town with Oklahoma. So it's not a major sports town. If they had thrown a parade for being in second, I would have been like, what? No. Again, I don't think the players would want this. You think like Vlad Guerrero wants to go out there and be like, yeah, this is fantastic. Like, you can celebrate the team on your own, just that they went far. Like, you celebrated with the team as they got that far. You can celebrate into the off season. You can celebrate on opening day of like, hey, like, we're back. Last year was so great. We came up short, but it was still a great season and everything. Like, you can celebrate then, but like a full ass parade, no, that's dumb as hell.
Yeah, so I mean, there was talk of, what about a parade, or what about a gathering at City Hall? We have a pretty large outdoor space at City Hall to do, a Jays thank you for the year. I'm agreeing with you, and I think most of the chat is also saying the same thing. No parade, no need for that. The idea of doing something maybe before the start of next season, before spring training, kind of an appreciation, like, hey, let's go kick ass this year. I think that is more warranted than, hey, you're a bunch of losers, come talk about how you almost won, but you didn't, you bunch of losers, because that's sport. That is, these athletes wanted to win. They didn't win, and therefore they don't get the feeling. They're currently dealing with the agony of defeat. They don't get the victory. So to pull them out in public and be like, hey, congratulations for losing is kind of a salt in the wound feeling. I think if fans want to come out and just be thankful for what they did for their fandom, I think that's great. Celebrate the fact that you love Toronto sports a little bit more because of this run. But to expect players and to have MLB, or not MLB, but have Jay's staff and everything come out and be like, yeah, congratulations, you bunch of losers, probably not for me.
They do a fan fest. I assume the Blue Jays do this. I feel like literally every team in existence does this. They do a fan fest before like the start of the following season. It's usually like some preseason game or before, or when training camps open or whatever. Like, you want to do something like that and just make it a little bit bigger than usual because you're coming off winning the AL and coming off a World Series. Like, okay, cool. Like, that's when you can like kind of do your celebration stuff. But no, a full ass, who thought of that? Reddit's got to be banned. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
I mean, you're not going to hear any disagreement here. I just came across it and I was like, huh.
Yeah, every team does a fan fest. Great, I'm pretty sure. Like, literally every single team does a fan fest before the year starts. So again, if Toronto wants to make theirs a little bit bigger to celebrate winning the AL and everything, like, cool, I got no problem with that, because you're also like ringing in the new season with this stuff. Like, you're not only looking back at last season and celebrating that. Like, you're also looking forward to the new season. Doing a parade because you lost the World Series.
I think a lot of this comes down to Toronto sports fans living in this world where none of their sports teams win anymore. Granted, like the
Well,
Raps won in 2019, and then we had a
yeah.
whole ass pandemic that made time feel like 3 years was 25 years. So I to a point, I understand the sentiment. I disagree with doing it this way, but
I don't understand the
this
sentiment.
was
That's
you
an
want to know why?
unnatural. Go ahead.
You want to know why the Jays were the team that I was really cheering for out of all the major Toronto sports teams? And it's not because they're the only team in Canada, because we have the Raptors too. It's actually because they're the only non-MLSE owned team. So they could have at least stuck it to MLSE and been like, ha, look at us. Rogers paid us more money than we needed and we won a championship. What's your excuse, MLSE? But here we are. The Jays are going to hopefully have a good year next year. The Raptors are who they are, and the Leafs are going to blow it in the, second round again. I'm not, and again, for those who don't know, I live in Toronto. I'm not a Toronto sports fan because I grew up in Ottawa. I'm a Sens fan. I'm used to Close but No Cigar. The year that my team made the Cup final, they played the other team that I like. So really, I was in a win-win situation when they played the Ducks in 07. So really, I'm cool. I'm good. I've seen one of my favorite teams win a cup in my lifetime. So we're good here. I'd love to see the Jays bring it home another time. Could have been fun this year, but to me, like I said, it doesn't bother me as much as it would other heavy hardcore sports fans. There's plenty more over on Fightful Overbooked. Click that subscribe button, tap that bell, get your notifications. And while you're at it, like the videos, interact with them, say some stuff. We want to hear from you. While you're at it, join us every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, live for In the Weeds. You might like it.